My next guest is an actor, singer, songwriter, and educator. My one-time on-screen leading lady, Lauren Michelle Morgan, joins me on an all-new RXG Exclusives. We must open up our minds and take a look inside. That we find we hold all the answers to life.
You're watching the award-winning RXG Exclusives, hosted by award-winning actor and award-winning filmmaker Robert X. Golphin.
Find we hold all the answers to life. I was privileged to direct Lauren in her feature film debut, Freshman Friday.
Keg stand. Yeah. Shot it 10, shot it 10.
Nobody was even talking to you, Justin Timberlake and NSYNC. Boy, bye.
And again in our award-winning series, Voice of Majesty, a docudrama.
Welcome to the National Marian Anderson Museum.
Honoring the legacy and life of American contralto Marian Anderson.
This is someone who inspired me when I was a little girl.
And it was truly an honor to collaborate with you a third time on our multi-award winning drama, Essential. Set and shot amid the COVID-19 pandemic and social unrest.
We've been home since it all started. He needs clothes.
Can't go anywhere. Nobody to see. Where's Jamie's all day?
He's scared.
Rub his back.
I think he needs a little bit more than that.
To say that you're powerful and phenomenal as a talent is an understatement. You've received many honors at international and national film festivals, if you don't want to take my word for it.
Best Actress winner Lauren Michelle Morgan.
But sharing the screen with you, albeit virtually, is something I'll always treasure. I'm so proud of our work. Lauren Michelle Morgan, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for having me, Robert.
Now, your upbringing was rooted in the arts. Tell me about your family's artistic legacy and how you discovered your creative passions.
Oh, I love sharing this story. So, my mother was a twin. My aunt is still living. My mother has passed away a couple years ago, but growing up, they were both very active in theater and drama. And the ongoing joke was that my mother was the dancer and the actor, and my aunt was the actor and the singer. So my mother couldn't sing and my aunt can't dance. So the idea that I came along, was born, and was blessed with all three has been amazing. So they have truly both been an inspiration for me.
From a young age, my mom always took us with her to her dance classes, and our favorite was African dance.
And even the discovery of that third thing, because I always knew that I loved to sing and I loved to dance, but the acting was something that somebody else had to see in me and draw out. And it was actually under my aunt's leading when she was at the time working for Freedom Theater in Philadelphia. And I auditioned for just any part. I just wanted to be a part. I was just excited to audition, not even hopeful or knowing that I would get a role. And I was cast as an ensemble background dancer in Black Nativity in 2016. And the second night of rehearsal, November the 2nd, 2016, is when the director of the entire production heard me singing and gave me the lead role. And that, to this date, has changed my life forever, really. And that's where I had my theatrical stage debut at Freedom Theater.
Well, Lauren, who are some of your creative influences, known or unknown? I'm sure Jurnee Smollett is at the top of the list.
How did you know? One of your favorites, of course. Jurnee Smollett, very near and dear to my heart. Hi, Jurnee. If you ever see this, I would love to work with you. She has definitely been, from the very beginning, one of my biggest inspirations. And then personally, it's just been my mother and my aunt, as well as yourself. just with your many gifts and talents. And it's just been a pleasure to work and collaborate with you. So it's an ongoing journey, but those have been truly all of my inspirations on this walk so far.
Well, our project Voice of Majesty, in a way, documents part of your pregnancy journey. You and a few of your co-stars welcomed little ones at the same time, though they're not so little anymore.
Hi, little one. I have someone I would like to introduce you to.
I want to ask this question, but I'm going to preface it with a little bit of context, because when men ask how women do it all, it's kind of off the assumption that they aren't supposed to be able to do it all. But you all have been holding it down since the beginning of time, and I personally think that the world would be a much better place if more women were in the driver's seat. But how do you balance your ambitions, your hopes, your goals, your dreams for yourself, along with those that you're building with your own son?
Yeah, that's a really good question, Robert. That's actually one that I'm still answering and writing each day, as I think that's the hardest balancing act yet. I believe becoming a mother, you are so nurturing and putting others before yourself in such a way, even as a caregiver now, it's often that my own needs are put on the back burner or even my own dreams. But I'm currently, pursuing further education, and even times where I feel a little bit of mom guilt because I can't spend as much time with my son because of my evening courses. I'm reminded that it's just a season, but it's ultimately, for providing even a better future for him in the long run. So ultimately, even if it's a sacrifice of, the time that I'm able to spend with him now, I know that the bigger picture includes him and really has been motivated by him.
Yeah. Well, Lauren, when we were filming Freshman Friday, I remember you introducing me to kombucha, certainly an acquired taste. I'm curious about why healthy eating and drinking, a la a healthy lifestyle, is important to you and what your overall regimen is.
Oh, so this is one of my probably guilty pleasures or like secret passions. I love just clean eating, being healthy is something that I really do take pride in. Because I do believe our bodies are temples, and just like we're to be good stewards over our money and our time, we only have one body, and I feel like we are charged to be good stewards over these bodies, and it's okay to treat yourself. It's all about the language too. To treat, not cheat. So it's okay to treat yourself, but I really believe about pouring into yourself the nutrients that your body needs to grow, to flourish, to prevent diseases. So I do have a lot of restrictions, both allergies and preferences. I can't have gluten, I can't have dairy, I don't do soy. And more recently, I've been learning about lectins. So that's a whole other topic, but it actually has improved my health greatly in such a way, just more energy and just really just motivating me to look at things differently in such a way that is more positive instead of focusing on what you can't have. Focus on the things that you do want to use to build yourself up.
That seems so difficult, though. Well, okay, so the emotions that we put on our mind and spirit can also affect us physically, and all this is just as important as the items we put into our bodies. And in a world with so much anxiety and pain in society, and even in our own homes, what are some of the things you do to navigate your mental health?
Robert, that's very important. Very, very much so, especially as a caregiver and a single parent. Because as I stated earlier, you're often put to the back burner, or you even feel selfish for having needs because you're so used to, providing for everyone else. So two of the biggest things that I found very helpful in this season has been, number one, going to the gym. I used to be a dance instructor, and my job was to pour into others and to be physically fit. It came easy because it was my occupation. So after leaving that profession, I had to be more intentional about staying active. So now when I go to the gym, that's me time to pour into me, to really just, have time where I can run 2 miles straight and not have to think about anything that I have to do later. That really brings me a lot of joy to, like, I feel like kind of signal in my brain that I'm doing something for me. I feel like that means something. And then more recently, I have been able to start therapy, and it's something that has really been monumental. I've had therapy in the past and haven't had positive experiences with it, which is why I've been so hesitant to, seek good counsel more recently. But I found like the perfect match, and it really has been life changing in only a couple of sessions. With the idea of, you have other strategies, but it's almost like getting more resources and getting more momentum for like an accelerated growth in your healing journey. And it's been really amazing.
Well, that leads me to this. We have to talk about your background in education, early childhood, and also teaching artists in the area of dance. Why is giving back to young people and people of all ages really of importance to you? And how did all of that begin in your life?
Well, Wendy said it best when she said, I believe the children are our future. It's so key. It's not cliche. I really do believe that these children are our next generation. And even right now, the field that I'm pursuing is not only my master's in education, but my Montessori credential. And one of the biggest, most popular quotes from Dr. Maria Montessori herself is to follow the child. And it's so interesting because that's where our future lies, and I've learned so much, not in a university, not in, a course, but I've learned so much through following the children, not only their interests, but even their innocence, the things that they learn, and just being teachable is how you can become the best teacher. You always have to leave room for the children to teach you and for you to have room for yourself to grow. So education was something that I always valued. And even in my undergrad experience, I initially had a track for psychology, but I wanted to do children's psychology, be a child psychologist. And I realized that those that need the most help and resources won't make it to a psychologist. And I realized that being a teacher, I would be able to have a better, longer, hopeful, impactful result on the children. Because oftentimes I think parents don't realize that, the teachers spend so many hours with these children, and building that trust and building these relationships really help raise the child in a sense that, it really does take a whole village. So even when I think about the children that I've taught over the years, some of them now are in high school, and I taught them in kindergarten. Some of them are in college. Some of them have families, and it's just really rewarding. It's one of those things that everybody is not meant for everyone, and it's one of those things that you truly do have to be called for, and it is a lot of work, emotionally, mentally, but it's so rewarding and it's so worth it.
Well, Lauren, I know you to be a spiritual person, and with so many challenges and rejection facing us all every day, what role does faith play in keeping you on task?
So, faith for me is definitely the foundation of any part of my journey. I do truly believe that the Lord has aligned even the things that I've done that weren't necessarily good. He's allowed all those things to work together for my good. And I'm very much appreciative of that. Even my moment with getting the lead role for Blatant Activity, it was a moment of transformation for me and just different, things that I was in prior. And it was really a life-changing moment for me. And I'm just so grateful that I believe that, God really called me to embody the character that I was in that production. And that was just the beginning. And I still believe that even as a teacher, that I still will be gifted and be given opportunities further down the line. So I'm really hopeful to see, to kind of expand my horizons and really just, think outside the box, truly.
Lauren, have you found that people understand the artist that you are? whether they're family, friends, acquaintances, colleagues, or perfect strangers? Or are
Inter-
you just a weird person?
Interestingly enough, I definitely dance to the beat of my own drum, literally and figuratively.
Oh, me too.
Your dance is a little different, and that's okay. And I do think that that helps Robert to see it as us being artists, because that will kind of combat, the idea of I'm not normal or, being different, but to really embrace that unique gift and, I guess use that artistry in every capacity that's brought to you. I think that really helps to kind of be more, embracing instead of trying to conform, because we are not meant to be like everybody else, right?
This is true. This is true. Well, you recently remixed an a cappella gospel rendition of mine and turned it into a duet. Anointing, oh, fall on me. Anointing, fall on me. Anointing, fall on me. Let the power of the Holy Ghost, yeah, rain over me. Anointing, fall on me. And it's unfathomable to think that our last actual collaboration was almost 4 years ago. Not that we haven't been trying. And we're going to speak it into existence for 2024. But
Yes.
aside from our eventual creative reunion, what do you hope to accomplish artistically over the next several months? And who do you want to work with?
Wow.
And do you want to get back on stage?
I do. I do. That is something. So if I could just speak this into the atmosphere and really, like, the ultimate dream for me would be not only Sight and Sound Productions, which is in Lancaster, PA, which is, I feel like, a slight more tangible than the next thing I'm going to say. But Sight and Sound Production is a musical theater company. They involve live animals, and a lot of their all of their productions are faith based. They actually have one coming out in the spring for Daniel, and it's just amazing to see how they all come to life. And my son, he's a musical too, which is no surprise to anyone. And he learns these songs, and he's familiar with these Bible stories already. So seeing them come to life is just so beautiful. So I would love to be on stage, because what they do is just amazing, and to see people come from all over the world to see and be a part of these productions, and to be in the audience of these productions, it's amazing. But my top dream that would be like amazing if it ever came to pass is to be a part of the Lion King one day. That really is a like kind of bucket list, maybe dream. I feel like that would take a lot, but it's not impossible. And
Hey, dream big or go home, right?
I'm home. But no, I with my background dance being African dance, from a small child, I feel like that would definitely be a dream come true, to be a part of the Lion King. Yeah.
Well, now, social media has its advantages and drawbacks. Either way, you aren't on it. So, how can people support your artistry, and what's your general take on social media?
This is such a tough question, because I've gone back and forth so often. Like, should I just get on it? No.
You're protecting your peace. I can feel
I
it.
really am. And it's been so long. It's one of those things, like, you can't miss what you don't have. And I truly, I do not miss it. I do feel like there's a level of peace. I am on YouTube, and that's addicting enough. So I would not like to add any more social platforms. But I would like to be more consistent with my own YouTube channel with doing musical covers, maybe something else I could incorporate. But I do like the behind the scenes. I like to produce. So I like to do videos on Isaiah's channel and
Isaiah's your son.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Yeah,
My
okay.
son Isaiah, he has a YouTube channel, and even the timing of his channel came during the pandemic when, a lot of things were virtual. So we just took advantage of just documenting these memories, and it was so on time because, we had so many memories for after my mom passed that we were able to celebrate and just highlight. And I do more on his channel with, the put in the production together and the behind the scenes, the voiceover, the bloopers, which I'm known for. I love that part of it. So I kind of am in a battle of, do I like being on screen or behind the screen? Maybe a little bit of both. But that is definitely the goal in this new year, if we had to put it out there, any resolutions, to be more consistent in my art.
Well, I'd be remiss not to ask on this platform how you've talked about it a little bit with some of the marketing that was done for Essential, but how is it that you were able to go to such emotional places the way you did? And don't say it's because I directed you. You did that.
Yeah, I did do that on my own, right? So pat my back.
Literally.
It's interesting because every time I watch it, I get chills, and I'm just like, wow, that's some talent. If I do say so myself. But,
Own it.
Yeah, I feel like we all have places that we can go to emotionally, and in a sense, I almost feel that it's needed and therapeutic. Another reason that I do want to be more consistent with perfecting my craft and doing more artistically, because I do believe that those moments are helpful. How much do we have built up inside of us that needs to be released? And, it takes for moments like this to get out these uncried tears that really just need to be released. And yeah, I really feel like I want to do more of that. How often do we take the opportunity of playing different roles to kind of really like meet this need that we've never walked in these shoes before? We never got to tap into that. So thank you for even, revisiting that, because that's something I want to be more intentional about revisiting more often.
Well, Lauren, is there anything else you'd like to share with viewers and listeners, or a question that you wish I had asked?
You know what? Do we have any projects together upcoming in the near future? I would love to know that.
Well, we do. I just don't know what it is.
Okay,
There's
enough.
a lot on the queue.
Okay,
so,
that's enough for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
We're like the Gabrielle Union Morris Chestnut.
Yes. I like that.
Yeah.
Come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. O come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, Christ, our Lord, worthy is the Lamb, worthy is the Lamb. You are holy, he's holy. are you, Lord God Almighty. Worthy is the Lamb, worthy is the Lamb. Amen.
Make sure to like, comment, and hit subscribe on our YouTube channel so you never miss out. RXG Exclusives, hosted by Robert X. Golphin, now playing.